Episode number 2, day number 2. We are currently, I forgot to put the date yesterday, but we are currently Tuesday, September the 6th of 2022. And it's your boy, Gabriel, the French dude. Actually, you cannot see the three colors of the proud French flag, but hey, we're gonna do without it today. The thing is, today, I wanted to talk about an interesting fact, and let's be freaking honest from the get-go, guys. I did not wanted to do this episode today because I was like, oh, fucking confused, and I didn't know. Honestly, this was like a day. You know the kind of days when you're not productive, you get nothing done, but your head is like, so many things happening. That's the kind of day I went through. But let me tell you the lessons I kept having to repeat in my head during this process, and also the choices that I ended up to make, because I think that a lot of young entrepreneurs are faced with those choices, and maybe older entrepreneurs, older people that that's a relative term, but people that are later in their journey, but they may struggle with that same point. So stay tuned so you can actually benefit from this. So the thing that I realized today, well, I kept telling myself, oftentimes we need to be repeated. We need to rehearse things more than we actually need to learn new things. And that was the kind of lesson I had to face today. Well, actually what happened today was pretty interesting. So I was planning to do, or at least to have, 2 businesses right now. And some people may be like, cool, Gabriel, that's cool for you, you're pursuing 2 things at the same time. Wrong idea. And for one simple reason, because I don't know shit on how to do things, because I'm freaking young. I have no experience in most things. I've got knowledge and skills to apply, but I do believe that I know way more stuff than most people. That's a fact, for sure. But I don't know if that's because I'm not confident in myself enough yet, or if I'm highly ethical. I think that's maybe a bit of both. But the thing is, I don't feel comfortable now providing people with a solution that I don't know a proven system so they can get that end results. You feel me? And some people may be like, cool, I don't give a shit, I'm going to learn Facebook ads in 2-hour courses and sell it to people. And that's totally fine. But I found that for me, the barrier of entry of actually doing that in my situation is way higher in most cases. And I think that was one of the things that kept me from taking actions, with also a lot of other things working on. As I talked to you guys yesterday about those beliefs, limiting beliefs, those character traits that I needed to work on, and the skills that I didn't have. And I still lack some of them too. The thing is, I do believe that I didn't picked the right vehicle in the sense that it's not that it's a business that is not profitable, it's not working, it's just that there is an easier alternative for me to actually get started and get real experience, so that I can then do that thing after it and then get the momentum I want, so I can ultimately do the thing I really want in the end. So let me tell you the story. So one of my big passions in life is actually fitness. I freaking love fitness. Maybe you can see a bit of those biceps. Oh, the lighting is quite good. Hopefully, because man, like if they were like pretty awful, I would be like feeling bad and all. But they look pretty great. I'm pretty okay with that. So, but anyway, the thing is that most of you guys don't know that. But I was obese, extremely obese when I was younger. At 14 years old, I was weighing 114 kilograms, which would be around, I think, maybe 250, 230 to 50 pounds, something like that, at 14 years old, so that's a big baby. And I was lacking a lot of confidence in myself. A lot of people were laughing at me, and I didn't feel comfortable at all. But I went on this fitness journey that built myself up so much. And from this time, I always wanted to kind of give back to people, because people always ask me about, hey, how did you do that? How do you get muscle? How do you lose fat? And I know how to do that for myself. I've got full control of that. I know how to gain muscle, and I know how to maintain it. And I did it for myself. So listen to this. While you are listening to my story, maybe you have an idea of something that you have done already. Something that you know you are good at, but you do not believe that you should start using that as a way for you to make money. And I think that, and I understand you, because I literally struggled with to make this decision for 3 to 5 years. Because I think my first ideas, yeah, maybe for 3 to 4 years actually, something like this. I had this idea of starting a fitness business for like 4 years already. But it became stronger and stronger as the time went on, because I realized that I actually know how to deliver some results and some things. And let me tell you how the process went for me. So I started with learning how to do things myself, a lot of testing and okay, does this work on me? Does this not work? And now I pretty much know, and I have this intuition. And I think that this is an important point to have. And I cannot give you a process on when actually you can see that you get to that level, but I think that when you are able to have this intuition of, you see, like, it's basically pattern recognition. When you see something, a particular case, you're able to say, okay, what is the level I need to pull? And so that happened for me. So now, for example, if I see my body fat at a certain level, or I see my weight at a certain point, I know exactly, okay, this is the thing that is causing problem, or this is the thing I need to do. And I directly go to that and I see the results, because I know exactly how to fix those problems. And that's not an expertise I have now into the business I wanted to do, which is a marketing agency. I wanted to do that in the first place. That was my first big business I did that I was always going around. But the thing is, I didn't do it for myself, and I may know all those skills, but I do not applicated them enough in situations so that I know firsthand. I don't have the pattern recognition yet. And that's what I feel uncomfortable about. Because when I compare it to fitness, I know exactly what to do, and I was like, okay, now that I know. And I think that's step one, is actually getting that pattern recognition of, okay, knowing the patterns, knowing the systems, the ins and outs of something with yourself. And that can be something you work on yourself, for example, like fitness, maybe it's, I don't know, like yoga, meditation, something like that, or maybe it's something you do for others. Maybe it's more of a service, maybe something that you can do for others, like, hey, maybe you did, for example, you were into a store when you were little, when you were since the beginning of times, you were in a store with your parents and you were actually selling stuff, and you became good at it, and you actually know exactly how to sell those stuffs. And you think that when you're faced with those situations, you have natural instinct, or okay, I should say this, or the person, they have that problem, I can fix that. And those are things that oftentimes you don't wanna, because you don't value them enough, because that's something that you kind of worked on so much that for you it's an innate skills, but people really value that. And one way you can actually tell that, two things. Number one, people actually ask you how to get the same results as you did. And that happened for me, because when they saw that I lost 35 kilograms, I think 37 total, but 35, I'm going to say 35 kilograms, which is around 70 pounds. You're like, fuck, Gabriel, what's the deal? How can you help me, show me how to do that? And then when you start to see, and oftentimes you don't want to see those things, but when you start to see those things, I believe that you've got something. So pay attention to that. And don't tell me, oh, Gabriel, I don't have anything happening in my life yet. You lie. There is no fucking way that since the beginning of time you didn't have a hobby or something that you went hard enough on that you don't have knowledge on. And maybe it's not to that level that, okay, you are remarkable enough that people ask for advices, but you have something that you at least have experience in. Now we gotta make the choice to dive deep into that and to get that pattern recognition. When you get that, I think, and you get people asking for your help and be like, okay, what's the deal? How can you help me to do that? Now, step two, I would say, is to actually see if the systems and the things that you did for yourself work on others. And that's something that I did recently. So I was not taking that fitness business, or at least on a service level, too seriously, because I was too much focused on my marketing agency thing and videography businesses, photography businesses also, that was one thing that I wanted to start. But I was like, there was, again, that girl I met. But the thing is that she was a bit into working out and all that, and she wanted to lose weight. And because, honestly, I wanted to date her and get closer to her, so I was like, okay, let me see if I can do a program for you and do something, and we can see if, like, basically coach you really closely to see if I can give you and deliver some results. And she basically lost, I think in maybe 2 or 3 months, she lost like 6 kilos. For a girl that's like really petite and not really tall and not really heavy as well. So that's a pretty significant result. And I was like, hey, let's do something together. Let's actually see if we can, because I've got this process that I know, I've got the pattern recognition, and now I know it works on others. So let's see if we can take this and apply it to, because now the process is basically proven for myself, and I think there is something about proving the system for others that it works, but it's also, I think, proving it to yourself, or at least for me, it was what I needed the most is actually proving that I can actually deliver results for others. That's the biggest thing for me, actually, to take the leap. And now, like, for the last, I would say 1 month, maybe, yeah, 1 month and a half from now, I was discussing that idea about, okay, like, what should I focus on? Because basically I've got like 2 businesses I need to start, because I changed the angle of the marketing agency again and again, because I wasn't feeling comfortable about delivering the results into the angle I was actually thinking about. And I was like, fuck, man, like I don't know. But I really wanted to do that business as well, but I didn't really want to commit because for multiple reasons. Well, one, I was like, okay, like maybe I can make this marketing thing work. That's the thing I committed the mostest for the longest time. I need to make it work. And also because, like, that fitness business, I was like, okay, if I have 2 businesses, I want to have a partner with me. So if you want to partner with me, talking with that girl I'm dating, we're not in a relationship right now, like nothing. And like, I was like, fuck, like if that girl ends up with somebody else or something like this, that would be a pretty not cool situation to work every day in, you know. So I was like, not so sure about that. and that's one of the reasons why I was like, yeah, like, maybe I'm going to do my own thing for myself, and then we're gonna see. But I really wanted to do that business life. I was like, fuck, man. But Alex Omozi, Uncle Alex, Grandpa Alex, he's not that old, but like he tells, when you're starting out a business, it's like, hey, one avatar, one business, one product, like one thing. Focus on one fucking thing. And those other things are like, yeah, I get it, but it's so, but it doesn't apply because it's freaking hard to give up on something that for 5 years, 5-6 years you wanted to build and actually didn't saw any success, but you keep pushing, especially as entrepreneurs, because I think we don't give up easily. We stay in those problems because we're problem solvers. And fuck, I was like, man, that's gonna be how much else. But now I was actually doing some market research because I did like content research for the fitness thing, and I was like, fuck, I think I gathered like 191 ideas for content, just to give you, and without like in maybe 15 minutes to tell you how evident it can seem, but your brain is fucking out with you. And I basically did like, I think like what, maybe 5-6 ideas for the marketing agency, but it was so freaking hard. It took me like maybe an hour to come up with 10 freaking ideas compared to 191 in like 10 minutes. And I sit down like maybe, I would say 30 minutes before doing this right now. I was like, fuck, man, like I don't know what it is, but fuck. And that's why I wanted to share that with you, because I want to share with you the raw truth of what's fucking happening. What's fucking happening in the moment in the life of somebody that's lost. And I'm trying to make this entertaining, but I'm also trying to make this as real and raw with you as possible, because fuck, it's freaking hard to pick something to change. Because you know you have to focus, but you focus on things, but you are scared to commit on the other things. But the thing is, you just gotta pick one and run with it. And which one should you pick up? Which one should you get? In my situation, I think I went with the one that, especially for those who are starting out, I think that my argument with myself was, hey, pick the one that gets you started. Because ultimately, you know, like what skills you wanna, like what you wanna be known for. Like you wanna do fitness, you wanna do business, you wanna do marketing and sales, develop businesses. That's what I wanna ultimately do. Now, the marketing agency can get me there, and also the fitness business can get me there if you think about it. Let's say that I do the marketing agency, for example, and I start and I do 5, 6, 10 years, and now I get that authority to help other businesses, and then I can get bigger reach and actually help more people out. That can be one way. Or I can take this other route with the fitness business. Let's say that I do the fitness business for 5, 10 years and it crushes, and I make it work because I'm the kind of guy that makes shit work. And I make this business work. Then I would have a process. I would have pattern recognition on how to get results for doing marketing, sales, in those kind of businesses. And then I would be able to help other people in that regards. But you see how it works, and then maybe I can like increase the amount of businesses instead of just serving online coaching / services businesses. I can expand to other types of businesses, maybe, for example. Or if I get some other collateral skills along the way, maybe I can add some of that too. But the thing is that I think pick the thing, especially when you're starting out something or you're hesitating on something, pick the thing that's just getting you started in the journey. Even if you don't know, if you have that goal right here and you don't freaking know how to get there, you will never know how you're going to get there, because let me tell you, it's going to change 100 times. The number of times I changed angles, and I just wanted to do, okay, videography business, then photo businesses, then both, then freaking like combining the two with the marketing agency, then doing the fitness business in the side, just with M&M, then stopped it, then went back to the marketing agency, then went back to the marketing agency plus the video, then combined the two again, then had this idea right now, then had this idea about the fitness business, like more of a coaching service side of things with the marketing agency, and I'm like, fuck it, fuck the marketing agency on this angle, let's do the fitness business. The thing is, I've been doing that for 3 to 4 years now, that switching ideas, but not getting shit done. And that hurts. That freaking hurts. Because you get all those concepts, all those ideas, all those dreams accumulating, and the end results is still kind of the same, but just stuck in the same place. And fuck. Fuck, man. That hurts. For me, that hurts a lot. And I'm like, fuck, man, like, literally. I don't know if you see the window, but usually I like to open the window and like kind of look up at the sky. I've got a pretty nice view from my bedroom. I'm at my parents' house right now, by the way, like, this is the house I grew up at, and I like to look up at the sky, and I was thinking for like 15 minutes, and I was like, fuck, man, like, I've been fucking stuck in this for so long. And that freaking frustrates me. And I know that, again, there is, maybe I'm too lazy, maybe I'm not disciplined enough. I'm sure about all those things. But if I can take as many things out of my way as possible to just get started and make sure I do this, because I was the same thing in my fitness journey. I wanted to lose weight, but I didn't do it, And then when I was actually doing gym in my first semester of high school, that was the lowest barrier of entry for me to actually, hey, I'm already hitting the gym, let's hit it just 2 times more and actually learn a bit better of what I should be doing. And that just got me started. And I wasn't freaking like counting my macros and like doing everything correctly and having the results and the intensity I've got right now. I didn't, and I never thought I would be able to do that. Never. But I just got started. literally, guys, like bullshit, like things that are so simple and so basics, but that got me fucking started. And I think sometimes you just need to get freaking started, and it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna look not pretty. It's gonna be bad for so long, but it got you started. When you started freaking walking, at the beginning you were crawling. Like, look at this pathetic little thing trying to like put themselves on their feet. You look pathetic at the beginning, but then you're like, oh shit, I actually know how to walk. I can run. I can run pretty fast now. You see? But you gotta freaking start somewhere. And I think you gotta put out as many things from your own way, whether they are in here or physically in the universe. You have to put them out of your own way and just freaking start. And if you want to get to some place, you're going to get there. You are smart enough to pick decisions to actually get you there. But the path may be a bit different. Instead of going here, maybe you're going to go here. So, but you're still going to end up at the same place. If that's really your goal, and if that's really something that you want. So that's the little rant I've got for today. And I hope I make this as raw and also as entertaining as possible, because I mean, like, just seeing a guy saying some of that bullshit all the time, maybe that's going to bother you, but honestly I don't really care about the views that it gets. I just want to make sure that I share the raw, what the journey freaking looks like. And honestly, if I could, the best way for me to actually do it would be to freaking live myself 24/7, have the camera on my ass 24/7 so you guys can freaking see what's happening. But honestly, like, if I would be doing that, I wouldn't be doing businesses. So I gotta make sure I have a format that I can keep doing as consistently as I possibly can. And I think that's, for me, the way to do it right now. But I would love to improve it in the future. But yeah, that's the rawest thing that I can give you right now. Make the hard choices. And I can go for hours on this, but I think that if I can leave you guys with something for today, something that I realize is, hey, pick one thing, freaking start, do it. Stop freaking thinking about doing it. Just start with something and stick with it for long enough, and then the way is going to show up. I know it sounds like, oh, woo-woo, and the universe is going to manifest itself, like, wow, you get... No, but for real, like, you take actions with a purpose to get something. And if you have a goal, you're going to take actions that are going to get you that goal, ultimately. They're going to get you closer. And yeah, pick one thing, stick with it, and make the hard decisions. We make like billions of decisions every week, but the thing is, there are only a few that matters, and oftentimes those are the big strategical shifts in, okay, what do I decide to allocate my efforts in? And I think that right now was one of those decisions. So make the hard choices, make them today, cut some things, add some things. Most of the times you need to cut things, but hey, make the choices. It was Gabriel Julié, your favorite French guy. Tuesday, September the 6th, 2022. And this is the journey. I hope that you like it. And this is only the freaking beginning, man. Let's go!